The future of coding has just arrived. OpenAI has unleashed a creation beyond imagination. It's called GPT-5 Codex, and it changes everything. This isn't just another AI tool on display. It's a relentless digital partner that never tires. Imagine an assistant who codes for 7 hours straight. No breaks, no fatigue, only unstoppable precision. That's exactly what GPT-5 Codex brings developers today. It doesn't just generate snippets that barely compile. It works like a teammate who never walks away. Projects that once took weeks now finish overnight. Debugging that drained teams for days feels effortless. Entire repositories can be refactored while you sleep. This is not hype. This is happening right now. But here's the part that should shock you. GPT-5 Codex doesn't simply respond to prompts blindly. It adapts, it reasons, it persists until completion. Ask for something small, and it reacts instantly. Ask for a massive rebuild, and it grinds tirelessly. 7 hours later, it returns with a working solution. This dynamic adaptability changes everything about software engineering. For decades, humans struggled with repetitive coding burdens. Now, an AI model takes those burdens head-on. It means creativity is no longer trapped by execution. Your imagination is the only limit that remains. Benchmarks are already proving its unmatched capabilities. On software engineering tests, Codex outperformed base GPT-5. That small performance leap translates into massive real-world impact. In refactoring, the difference is nothing short of shocking. Codex doesn't just fix code, it transforms entire systems. Think about that for a second. We've always trusted humans for messy, complex tasks. But now, AI proves it can handle the chaos. It's no longer limited to producing flashy examples. It's rolling up its sleeves for the hard work. That's why developers worldwide are buzzing with excitement. Some call it revolutionary, others whisper, it's dangerous. Because if Codex keeps improving at this pace, do we even need junior developers in the future? And that's not the only twist unfolding. Behind the scenes, OpenAI is moving strategically again. They're not just reinventing coding, they're revisiting robotics. Yes, robotics, the field they abandoned 5 years ago. Now, signals suggest humanoid systems are back on track. Why now? Why return to robotics so suddenly? The answer lies in the rise of Codex. Robotics and coding were always intertwined in vision. To build general-purpose robots, software had to evolve. Now, with Codex leading, the foundation feels solid. But hold on, it gets even bigger than that. OpenAI revealed data about global ChatGPT usage recently. Hundreds of millions are integrating AI into daily life. It's not just coders. It's teachers, students, workers, dreamers. AI has become less of a tool and more a silent partner shaping everyday human decision-making worldwide. Pause and think carefully about this moment. Coding is transforming. Robotics is reawakening. Society is shifting. We are watching history bend in real time before us. And the story of Codex is only beginning now. Because here's the cliffhanger. This is just part 1. The deeper layers of Codex will shock you. Capabilities hidden inside go far beyond simple coding. The question is, are we truly ready for them? So, what truly separates Codex from the rest? It's not just speed, it's intelligent persistence at scale. Codex doesn't quit when tasks become overwhelming or messy. It reasons, it tests, it iterates, and adapts. Picture giving an AI a broken codebase overnight. You return in the morning, and it's repaired. Tests are running. Errors are solved. Systems are cleaner. That's not futuristic speculation. It's already happening right now. Developers describe Codex as less of a tool. Instead, they call it a partner in progress, one that watches over the project with relentless focus. While humans rest, Codex keeps pushing forward quietly. The statistics confirm this game-changing ability with clarity. In large-scale debugging and refactoring, Codex dominates benchmarks. Where GPT-5 stumbled, Codex delivered refined working solutions. Its accuracy on refactoring jumped dramatically compared to before. That leap means less wasted time, fewer broken builds. But here's where it gets even more astonishing. Codex doesn't think with the same rhythm each time. On easy requests, it reacts instantly without hesitation. On massive challenges, it slows down, reasons deeply, tests. It knows when to sprint and when to marathon. That adaptive intelligence is what makes this dangerous. Because Codex isn't just brute force coding power, it's showing signs of strategic reasoning we never expected. And when AI begins reasoning strategically at scale, that's when industries begin to tremble in fear. Even Sam Altman himself sounded almost stunned at adoption. Within hours of launch, Codex was everywhere at once. Nearly half of all coding traffic had shifted. By the end of launch day, more than half. That speed of adoption borders on the unimaginable. And it's not just popularity. It's reshaping work dynamics. Inside OpenAI, Codex now reviews pull requests tirelessly. It catches hundreds of mistakes before humans even notice. It's quieter, smarter, and more impactful than GPT-5 ever was. Developers once dreaded endless review comments from machines. Now, Codex cuts the noise and sharpens precision. It delivers fewer comments, but each one carries weight. Real flaws exposed. Critical improvements surfaced. Silent productivity amplified. Inside offices, developers already feel the cultural shift. Instead of begging interns for help with bugs, Codex steps in as the tireless junior teammate. And unlike interns, it never misses a deadline. But there's another detail few people are noticing. Codex wasn't just upgraded for developers sitting in IDEs. It now runs across cloud and local environments seamlessly. You start work at home and finish it in cloud. No broken flow, no loss of context, no friction. That seamless continuity sounds small, but it's revolutionary. Because software development is rarely linear or clean. It's chaotic, fragmented, interrupted, and riddled with miscommunication. Codex dissolves that chaos into a continuous creative stream. Think about how profoundly that reshapes team collaboration. Instead of weeks lost in endless handoffs and missteps, Codex bridges gaps instantly, context flowing without human effort. Projects that crawled at snail pace now sprint forward. This isn't automation. It's augmentation on a massive scale. Codex doesn't replace your role. It amplifies your impact. And the more you lean into it, the stronger it becomes. But here's the haunting question left hanging. If Codex can already reason and persist like this, what happens when the next iteration arrives? What happens when persistence stretches beyond 7 hours, to days, weeks, or maybe entire months of effort? Codex isn't just rewriting the rules of programming. It's quietly reshaping how humans and machines collaborate. Because beneath the surface, there's a hidden transformation underway. Inside OpenAI's ecosystem, Codex isn't operating in isolation. It's wired into tools, workflows, and shared environments. Think of it less like a chatbot, more like a living system connected to every stage of development. Consider the new agentic workflows built around Codex. It doesn't just take prompts, it builds shared context. Screenshots, wireframes, bug reports, diagrams. It ingests them all. Instead of dumping endless text, you hand it evidence. Codex pieces the puzzle together with surgical precision. This changes how teams communicate entirely. Developers don't waste hours explaining context line by line. Codex sees the blueprint, tracks progress, and updates continuously. A built-in to-do list keeps projects moving without chaos. The efficiency leap is staggering and deeply unsettling, because it suggests machines are not just coding, they are now managing our workflows alongside us. OpenAI even redesigned its approval modes around trust. Codex can run in read-only for safety checks, or it can operate with partial workspace authority, or it can be granted full unrestricted access. And with every level, the stakes get higher. Imagine granting an AI full command line control. It installs dependencies, configures environments, and runs commands. It becomes more than a coder. It becomes a builder. And that blurs the line between tool and teammate. Inside integrated development environments, Codex shines even brighter. Plugged into VS Code or Cursor, it co-edits. Highlight a section and it predicts what you need. Move to the cloud, and context follows instantly. Return to local work, and nothing gets lost. This continuity is where developers feel Codex's intelligence. It remembers what matters and ignores what doesn't. That kind of memory feels eerily human-like at times. And then comes the speed of its new engine. Container caching slashed task completion by nearly 90%. That means environments set up in moments, not hours. Codex even sniffs out install scripts and configures automatically. No tutorials, no trial and error, just instant deployment magic. Even front-end developers feel the Codex revolution. Upload a design mock-up or bug screenshot. Codex responds. It spins up a browser, inspects the UI, iterates. Then it attaches a working screenshot of the fix. That's not assistance. That's autonomous execution on another level. Yet for all this raw power, OpenAI insists on caution. Codex runs inside sandboxed environments by default. No internet access unless explicitly granted by humans. Every task leaves behind logs, citations, and test trails. Every action can be audited before merging to production. It's designed to be a reviewer, not a replacement. But let's be honest, how long can that last? When an AI catches more bugs than human peers, when it reviews faster and more precisely than seniors, at what point does it quietly replace the human reviewer? The implications stretch far beyond codebases and pull requests. If Codex can manage projects, build systems, fix bugs, what role is left for humans in the pipeline? We aren't just looking at assistance, we're facing displacement. And this brings us to the unsettling frontier. Because while everyone's focused on Codex in software, OpenAI is quietly resurrecting its robotics ambitions. Humanoid prototypes, teleoperation systems, general-purpose machines in motion. If Codex fuels robots the way it fuels code, then the boundary between physical and digital vanishes entirely. And when that boundary collapses, what comes next? OpenAI's return to robotics isn't coincidence. It's strategy. They left the field in 2020, citing limitations. Not enough training data, not enough real-world traction. But now, conditions have changed in dramatic fashion. Codex fills the missing piece robotics always lacked. Robots need flexible intelligence to navigate chaotic reality. And what's more flexible than an AI coder? One that reasons, adapts, and iterates until successful. Job listings reveal exactly where OpenAI is headed next. Simulation, sensing, teleoperation, and humanoid prototyping are emphasized. They're recruiting pioneers from top universities and labs worldwide. Experts who spent years studying general-purpose robotic systems. That's not a coincidence. That's a signal. A signal that humanoid robotics is back in play. And this time, Codex could be its engine. Think of what this really means long-term. Codex doesn't just solve bugs, it solves persistence. Robots need persistence to handle messy human environments. With Codex-level reasoning, humanoids could finally become practical. It sounds like science fiction, but it's not. The dots are already connecting in real time. And once software and robotics merge under one system, we may witness the first true steps toward AGI. But let's step back and look globally for a moment. Codex is transforming coding, but ChatGPT reshapes daily life. Over 700 million weekly users tap into it. Students, professionals, families, it's woven into everyday decisions. The latest studies reveal shocking adoption patterns worldwide. Incomes, cultures, and demographics are no longer barriers anymore. Usage in lower-income countries is skyrocketing exponentially faster. That growth could level playing fields in unprecedented ways. What was once a Western luxury is global now. AI literacy is spreading faster than any previous technology. That scale of integration is impossible to ignore anymore. But here's the haunting truth. Dependence is already forming. When half of conversations are advice or guidance, when people trust AI for productivity and choices, it stops being just a tool and becomes something else. A quiet partner in decision-making, a silent force shaping how humanity thinks daily. That's both empowering and deeply unsettling at the same time. Because what happens when Codex isn't just coding? What happens when robotics isn't just prototyping? What happens when billions lean on AI instinctively? That's not just technological evolution, that's societal transformation. And make no mistake, we are early in this story. GPT-5 Codex is powerful, but it's a beginning. The systems that follow will stretch imagination even further. Longer persistence, deeper reasoning, wider integration into everything. Maybe it's weeks of continuous work without breaks. Maybe it's robots learning from Codex in real time. Maybe it's AI agents running entire companies themselves. Where this goes, no one can say for certain. But one thing is undeniable right now. We are standing at the edge of a shift so profound it redefines human potential itself. The real question is simple yet terrifying. Are we ready to build with it or be replaced by it? That's the choice AI forces onto humanity today, and the decision starts sooner than most people think. So, what side of history will you choose?